I have gained so many valuable lessons from my experiences. In writing Things I Wish I Knew, Letters to My Little Sisters is a collection of heartfelt conversations with young girls and young adults all over the world, helping them to be prepared for things ahead. Welcome to Inspirational Talks with LaDonna Marie, a Planting Positive Seeds podcast. Hey everybody, it's LaDonna Marie, internationally multi-award-winning author, speaker, and personal development life coach of LaDonna Marie Books, where my mission is to discover the champion in you through healing and changing a narrative in your life, one book at a time. You can shop and find out more information at www.ladonnamarie.org and check out the shop page. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inspirational Talks with LaDonna Marie. And I'm so excited to have each and every one of you listening to our show. We thank you each week for coming by, supporting us, sharing with your families and friends, and listening to us on all of our major broadcasts. Thank you for you AirPod listeners out there. We thank you for iHeartRadio. We thank you for Spotify. All of you all on Amazon Music, here on Anchor. So we just want to thank you all because without you all listening and coming here to hear our special guest, then the show would not be what it is without your support. And so I have an amazing special guest here for you all tonight. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, so we're going to be talking like brother and sister because we go so far back, but it's an honor to have him on the show, because I've known him for a very long time and we've supported and watched what we've each been doing in our own atmospheres and what God has given us to do. And so I'm going to bring in Mr. Don Witters to the show. Hi, Mr. Don. How are you tonight?
Praise is due. I'm glad. I'm so ecstatic to be in this atmosphere with you. So again, I want to say hello to the good people. Peace and power to them. And it's just lovely to be building with you. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm excited about it. I mean, I just straight from, you coming on the show and just sharing with others what you do. But, I want to introduce you like I do everyone else, read a part of your bio so that the listeners of Inspirational Talk can have, know something about you. And so his bio says that when it comes to video shows, what we add to our playlist, it's because of the artist made us feel something. Well, let me introduce a multimedia hip-hop artist, Villa Dom. Yay! So he is the other half of the multimedia power duo, the Office Boys, NY, as the Brooklyn's rap warriors group Ghetto Mentality. Villa Dom is a multimedia because he is everything from music to publishing books, and his first memoir, Fathers at 19, No Tutorial Books. Villa Dom has released several albums from his own machine, Lil Villa Publishing. And so his debut album, Tell the World I'm Coming, Mr. Briefcase, and his third and the latest solo album, King Dom, featuring production from Canadian heavyweight Mann of Fifth Quarter and Grammy Nominated producer Phillip Bang Out Picks, Life, YObroBuild, and Lots of Entertainment. Listen, y'all, that's a lot. It's a lot of amazing stuff. And so we're so honored. You're the second music guru that I've had on my show. And so I'm so honored to have you here And I just want to give you the opportunity. I know I read your bio, but if there's anything that you want to share, highlights that you want to share with the listening audience, you can do at this moment.
Okay. I thank you for affording me that time. Well, what I first like people to know about me is, I'm a human, I'm a man, I'm a child of God, and I recognize myself as a king, not self-appointed. I like to think ordained, you know what I mean? And I'm humbled about all the accomplishments, but those accomplishments I like to speak to a young man finding his way and being focused. So, when I hear those things and I know the work I put in, that's just what it's attributed to, being who I am and following my purpose.
Yes. And you know what? I just want to, I want to commend you on that, because from day one, when we found each other on social media, start, being around the same group, it was just your love for what you were doing and the passion that you had to power, with your music, and then with your books that I've seen, you published your first book. I got a copy, everybody. I got a copy of this book. We support. You know, and so I'm just honored to have you, because in your area where you are, you're helping others to see that, that you can do great things, that you can have a love for things and you can make a difference, but being humble, at the same time with what you do, because I'm like that too. I'm humble with everything that God gives me, because I know that without him, I can't do these things. And without the gifts that he's given me, I won't be able to reach that young lady or that woman or that, person that's listening. And so I thank you for sharing with us, like the human side of who you are, but allowing us to see, all of the major things that you placed and you've done. And so that's a blessing to just be able to share that. So listeners, I want you all to make sure you got your pen and pad out, you listening, you taking notes, you're going to be dropping gems as we go through the interview. And so, Dom, I want you to share with the audience and that the people that are listening, that what inspired you to do what you do?
Mostly just at an early age, I felt tapped into something. And I didn't know what it was. I couldn't tell anyone what it was when I was younger. I just felt tapped into something. And not just from me sharing my experiences, but just from what I lived, I always felt like the push to be my higher self. I can say that now, but then, it looked like a kid that was acting out or, expressing itself differently from the other people. And then when I really found out that this was a gift given to me, that kind of blows my mind when you're a young man and you in the circumstances and environments I'm in. I was raised in a household where my mother, she cultivated and nurtured our imagination. She didn't step on that. So I like to say that was a key ingredient in me being able to feel like my creative thoughts. These feelings I was feeling of greatness wasn't a figmentation. It was real things. And if I got on the quest to understand that, it would kind of be like an Indiana Jones ride, if anybody know about that movie, So that's what led me on my quest to see who I could be. And it so happened that music bit me, it inspired me, not only in a melodic way, but I've seen so many artists and so many gift givers get taken advantage of. That's why I'm so diligent on my business as I possibly could be. And that ended up becoming my career path. That's what I chose. If for a little tidbit, I don't share this often, but my first objective was to be an obstetrician. That's what me and my mom locked in. That's what I thought my career path was gonna be. When music bit me and I started to fall in love with business, I decided this is the path I'm gonna go.
Wow. Listen, that's awesome that, you found your gift that, that you had on the inside and that your mom helped to cultivate that. and then like this is where you are and everything that you've accomplished because you put your mind to it and you speak, you know, true to word, because there's so many, you know, young people, even when I was younger, you know, we just trying to understand ourselves and we trying to pull out what we don't have words to express, but we know that, like you said, it's something bigger than who we are, something bigger than, and you just want to tap in. And so that's so awesome that you were able to tap in, because I know there are young men, there are women out there who have children and men who are listening to the show that share with their kids, and they'll be able to understand that, you know, maybe it's not them just acting out, but it's them looking and searching for who they are and trying to be comfortable with what they have and learning the best ways to express it, or the, you know what I'm saying, or like you said, when your imagination just trying to capture who you are so that they can fully open up to be. Because I know, like I said, I can speak to that, because even as a 14-year-old, when poetry pulled me in, I just wanted to write it all down. I didn't even know exactly what to do, but I just knew that I had to get it out, had to get it on paper. And that started this whole trajectory of, this is what I'm known for, those early writings that I stayed true to. So I'm so, you know, glad that you stayed true to who you were on the inside. You know, you've made this a business, you know, thriving business, and, you know, just congratulations on following your passions in life. And so you're welcome. I want to ask you, because I know that I've seen you do so many things that we talked about, you know what I'm saying, your book and your albums, and I see you with the clothing line and everything out there, you know, praises due. I'm excited. I'm sharing posts and, you know what I'm saying, congratulations, bro, and, you know, making top 100s and music is dropping, and I see you and Smith's doing, you know, shows and things like that. Brother.
Salute to my brother.
So, you know, hey, I'm a fan. I'm your sister, but I'm also a fan of the work that you do and the energy that you create, you know, behind it, because people love, you know, saying they love your music, they love, you know, what you're doing, and the people that follow you. And so I want you to share, you know, with our listening audience, some of your highlights and some of your achievements along this journey.
Wow. I would say, I thought about this question a few times, and now it struck me that one of my highlights is being able to balance maintaining a family, which I, you know, partly contributed to it and was blessed to, and maintaining my presence within the market that I'm in. And not just music, just business, just being an entrepreneur, period. So I would say that's one of my highlights, that I'm balancing that. And I've been fighting to, you know, keep that float, more than floating. And another highlight I would say is, I don't like to tap myself on the back, because I feel God is working through me, but I'm one of the parents that's good with another parent and sued some entities in the New York State to make sure that our schools, certain schools that were being deprived, got dealt their just due, or not just for my child, but for all the children I feel that is due to. So that's one of the highlights I'm really close to my heart. And another one is being brave to do this entrepreneur thing. I started my publishing company at 16 years old. So
wow.
It wasn't out of, let me see if this is fun, because as you know, entrepreneurship could be angels, animals, the best roller coaster ride of your life, and I love it. And I was gifted it. But in that, it showed me the power of being able to create a legacy. You know? When I begin to understand that and know it's through ownership and kind of sacrificing in a way that was intended for me to do so, I'll project and do them bigger things.
Wow. And these are amazing highlights just from the beginning of just being able to balance, because, you know, being that we've been closely connected, I love looking on social media, seeing your kids doing things, your sons and your daughters. I love, you know, see you interchange with them, and then your queen, you know, I see her all the time, and just that family connection, you know what I'm saying, that you all have. And I know it's real, you know what I'm saying, because like you said, you wanted to keep that connection, and balance in between following your dreams and making sure you maintain that healthy family balance. So, you know, that is amazing, because most, you know, all of my life, even with my kids, I always tell people, my boys have been going with me. I always make sure they know that they are just as important as me going to a book signing or me doing anything. I take them with me. I show them the ropes. They know what it looks like behind the scenes for entrepreneur, or, you know what I'm saying, following your goals. I model that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I nurture our relationships, and you know, so I love seeing that, and I love hearing that, and then as you talk about just being brave to step out and start, you know, saying your publishing company, and because you're creating legacy, and that's what we want to do, you know, saying as parents, we want to create that legacy so that our children, they can get in and take over, they can get in and work to be a part. You know what I'm saying? They can help to build, you know, on top of what you've done. I say to my children, you know, many times, I want you to go far past me. Like, things that I've done, I'm setting the stage, but I want you to go higher, fly higher. So I love that you're modeling that. And then you're giving back to the community. You know, when I read that, when I was, you know, going through the interview, and I was like, wow, you know, even though I've known you for years, that's a great part of, you know, just showing your community connections. That is not only just, you, like you said, your family, but what you care about those who need that assist and those who need that help. And so major kudos to, you know, the things that you've been able to do, and that you will, you know, support, that you will continue to do for the community. And so my hats are off to that. You know what I'm saying? If I had claps and hands, I would put the bells and whistles out there. Because it's just, that's amazing. It's amazing. So on Planting Positive Seeds, as I talk about those amazing highlights and things that we've done, I always like to share with, you know, my audience how we've overcame an obstacle, because many times we meet so many people who feel like they're stuck in a place that they can't get out of, or they don't see their way through. And so I want you to share with, you know, the listeners of Inspirational Talks, maybe a time in your life when you had to overcome an obstacle, and just share with them how you came out on top.
It's a few. I'm grateful and thankful because there's a few instances, but one I like to share is just standing in my manhood.
Yeah,
that's been one. And when I say that, it's been a young dude amongst other young men, and speaking about my family. Being proud of that, being proud of who I am and where my family emerged from, and things of that nature. And in that, you battle peer pressure, because I've been doing this since young.
Yeah.
You battle other people's opinions. You should be doing this, opposed to you really living the dream that you want to live. And with my biggest battle, that's where I've honestly got closer to God, because I understand once I have a knowledge of self and a value in self, everything I'm saying is valid, because it's raining on me from divine. So through all those tribulations I've been through, from, you know, being arrested as a young man, and on following the path that's most of us path, and standing in the choice of saying, you know what, this is not for me. That's been my biggest tribulation. Like, things that happen where you either have to stand in the accountability as a man, and that's the thin line of you living yourself in the institution and away from your family. You know, we understand there's many different factors that play in that, and there's so many young men that still deal with that, as well as grown men. So that's been one of the tribulations in finding self and awareness of God, not just in praise, but knowing that it exists, He exists in me. And for me to allow that, my fears and the things that I thought I could never face, I'm on the other side of that now. So I say to anyone who may be facing some tribulations and maybe some misfortunes, our lives and the things we want to live may be in our mind, but the plan that may be laid for us may be a whole different path to strengthen us, to enlighten us, to make us more grateful, to help us understand something that was in us that we might not have known existed. So I say to that, out of all the tribulations I may face, and some I'm not going to get detailed with, but again, in all of that, it showed me the presence of God is real. And I know that love is real, and I know that self-value is real. I can achieve and accomplish anything.
Oh, that's a dope awareness to have. Like, God is real, because you want to know. And the Bible does say that He'll never leave us or forsake us, even when we get in those tough times. And many people say trouble don't last always, but when you're going through it, you know what I'm saying, it feels tough. But I love how you came out with that awareness of, because you're on the other side of it. And that's what I like to speak to the people in the audience. If they're standing in a place right now, there is another side. As long as you continue to walk with God and press through, and you'll get to the other side. I'm a single mom. I'm raising young men. And, many times I pray and I speak to them on that, you're going to have these different types of experiences. And I don't like, to see them struggling with trying to, navigate through. So I'm always trying to help. But I know at some point, I just got to let you make it through, you know what I'm saying, and trust that you listen to the advice that I've given, but being able to stand up in what because peer pressure is serious, you know what I'm saying, when you're young, when you're older, in society. So peer pressure is serious. But I love how you just, put that, because we are gonna have things we go through.
If I could, I just want to take a moment to reflect the light on you, because I've seen and I'm a witness to how you support your young men and how you support your sons. And I think for as much as I make fatherhood a bigger conversation, it's only to compliment and sit with motherhood. Motherhood empowers all of us.
Yeah.
And you mold their imaginations, what they want to go for. And any queen that I get to share a conversation when they ask me that, how do I empower my sons? I just say, allow them to be the men that they aspire to be, and support them with that.
Yeah.
So I commend you in that right as well.
Thank you so much. Listen, I thank you for that, because I always want to make sure that I'm doing, like, right by them and helping to encourage them and nurture them on their way. And so I just thank you for that moment of spotlight, you know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Gotta reciprocate.
But I am so grateful. But listen, we want to get back to you and see, what do you have? Let's just talk about any of your upcoming projects, or just share with the listeners, because I'm here for it all. I've seen it. We're part of the PNC, supporting each other with everything that we got. We go way back. So let some of the listening audience know about your projects, about any upcoming projects, and just things that you have going.
Again, thank you. And what's on the forefront, I would like to immediately say, is the Fatherhood at 19, no tutorial books, that memoir, which is dear to me and is my first self-published book.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. We continuing the plight of making fatherhood a bigger conversation. And I mean that in the most righteous and the most dark, wherever that means for someone, we want to assist and help and support in many ways. And with that said, I'm going to be continuing that on in different book series. So I'm going to be talking about not only my experience with my first child, but my second child, which is my youngest son. And I had him at 23. And then my daughter, which I was blessed with, she's more than a bundle of joy. And that's fatherhood at 32. So I'm going to continue that with the aspirations of fatherhood exists from young men to older men. And if I can speak to it, my experiences, or at least spearhead the conversation of, listen, let's be accountable, brothers. Let's do what we should for our children. We doing more of that. And the book is one way of doing that. We're going to have a lot of diaper drives coming soon where we can help the community. We're looking to get formula, get big sponsors involved, where we can actually not just talk about contributing to the community, but we could cultivate some action that actually helps.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great, because, you know, we love, you know, saying the books, and you putting that literature out there so people can always have. That's part of your legacy from now until, you know, saying forever. They'll always go be able to pick up the first book and then the second and third and all the series. But then, like, I love how you always bring it back to that community, because I love hands-on. You know, people want to, you know, see you, you know, in that community or helping, you know what I'm saying, with however you can. That's the reason why Planting Positive Seeds exists. You know what I'm saying? We plant positive seeds in the lives of others. I mean, we are helping women and girls, and I don't even stop there. If there's a young man or a man who needs some help, God said, help me with my children. And so anyway, my nonprofit, you know what I'm saying, can help and stretch out. Like I said, I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying, sponsors and donors and people that can help us make the biggest impact. So I just, you know what I'm saying, wish you all of the blessings with every endeavor that you have, you know what I'm saying, to get into those communities and show them that people care. You know, we just don't talk the talk, but we walk the walk. And so I love that that's what you're, you know what I'm saying, that you are about, and that's what you are about to bring to many, many people around you, and working with different, you know, nonprofits.
Just to add on to your beautiful alphabets, if it's one thing I want people to be aware of and understand, me in the music sector, because I have several music projects coming out as well. I just want people to understand I'm in the space as an artist and amongst other artists where we know the power in uplifting through the music. So that's what we want to continue to do through that as well. So join us in what we're doing. Please join us in what we're doing and using our words and our energy and our movement in terms of uplifting our people and not just ourselves.
And that is so awesome. That's so awesome. So yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to share with them again, we mentioned the titles of your albums. You can mention that again so that people can go out there and make sure that they pick up those albums, let them know where they can find them at, so people can get, you know what I'm saying, get your music. I know I have some CDs and I've been thankful to be blessed with those, but you can share with the audience.
I'd love to first share that for the audience that may not know, LaDonna has blessed my brother and I with her presence on one of our singles where we speak about beautiful love, you know what I mean? And that's another thing where I say in terms of music, we use that space to build relationships and speak about things where we could be better men and women together in that. So right now I have a joint project with my brother YObroBuild Fresh, and the album is called Humanity Live. And our intent is, again, to use our medium to uplift humanity. Yes, rap and hip hop hasn't had a bad rap, but look at the global phenomenon that it is. And it's not just because of the stigma that's attached to it, but the beautiful things that has been allowed to grow from there. So outside of that project, me and my business partner Smiz, we working on several singles, and I'm proud to say we have our first collaborative project called From the Block to the Skybox. Our joint album will be coming out soon. So again, just pushing this music, using all of the media resources we can. So for anybody that want to join us in the conversation and building, they can reach me out at Twitter, Facebook as Lil Villa Publishing. That's LILVILLA Publishing. Again, my artist name is Phillip Dom. The memoir I published is Fatherhood at 19. No tutorial books, because we all still learning. And that's available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, your local book retailer. And if they don't have it, let them know. I'll bring some tea and some biscuits or something by. And be
That's
sure
what's up. Listen, thank you so much. And, you know, I was honored to be able to be, you know what I'm saying, on the track with you all, you know, when we started that a long time ago, but it's still blessing us now. I love to hear empowering, because I always wanted to speak some of those poems out. So it was really, you know, saying good, our connection, and you all were able to help bring it to life and, you know, put your magic on it and make it do what it do. So I was humbled to be a part, and, you know, congratulations on everything that you and Smith have coming out. You know, shout out to Smith. Shout out
that's the bro.
you know what I'm saying? I love it. We always checking in, always helping, we always promoting. So just, you know, want to make sure I shout him out while we're going. But congratulations on all and everything that you've been doing. I want to ask you, Villa, Dom, about what are some things that you do fun outside? Because, you know, we've been business and Mr. Briefcase moving in your business.
Yeah.
So what are some fun things that you do? Like we said earlier, keeping that balance. You know, what are some fun things that you do when you're not doing business?
I'm going to keep it all the way, and I'm not even going to say corny. I'm going to say Tony Danza. I'm going to say, for those that know Tony Danza, I'm going to say it's going to my daughter's basketball game, you know, hanging out with the family, like cooking some, chefing up something on the barbecue grill or anything like that. So, you know, I'm that guy that likes to enjoy life, you know, that we granted. We take our breaths for granted. So any moment that I have to spend with my people, share the good word, you know, have some good food, and most importantly, some laughs. Because if I love you, you'll find out I'm a comedian on the low. And I don't want to go on a stand-up or nothing like that, but, you know, if we sharing and the love is abundant, then, you know, I like doing things of that nature. And also, again, being active. Being active is the most fun thing we could do, because as a young brother, I don't want to have to take, you know, pills because I'm eating too much salt and all that. So to keep my cardio and everything up is important to me. So I go for a lot of nature walks and all that. That's fun to me. I'm very eclectic.
Listen, those are some great things. I always love to hear, you know what I'm saying, what other people have going on. And I can see you're a bit of a comedian, you know what I'm saying? I see, you know what I'm saying, being able to throw the laughs and the jokes in there. But hey, we have to laugh. Laughter is good.
It's the best medicine. It's the best. Next to love, it's the best medicine, if you ask me, you know? It
is. So I want to ask you, and these are like, if you have any final thoughts, like this has been an amazing interview. I learned so much more about, you know what I'm saying, you and your presence and what you've been working on and doing, you know what I'm saying, over the years. And so for the listeners of Planting Positive Seeds and Inspirational Talks, do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with them?
Continue to be receptive of the jewels that the Queen LaDonna is sharing and bestowing upon y'all, not through just her books and her poetry, but through the organizations and everything she's doing as well. I just like to say that because, like I shared with you behind the scenes, I respect what you do. So please continue to be receptive of that. And in that same breath, please be receptive of me. I'm not just a hip hop dude. I'm a young brother that can show other young brothers, and I stand for us and I stand for our community. So know that following me, listening to my music, purchasing my merch, even Cloth Royalty, which is a merchandising apparel company. It's not just we sharing companies, building companies. you gotta be what you wear. That's what matter of fact, practice what you wear. You know, we our own billboard.
Exactly.
You know, so in parting and in continuation of building, I would like to say peace and love to everybody, and I'm thankful for you sharing this platform with me, and join the movement. We about that power.
Listen, definitely about that power of everything that I've known and everything that I've seen and the way I've seen you saying you move and everything. You are about that power. So listeners out there, I'm going to allow him to share his, where he's at. And I'm also going to have this in the links of this interview, but just share with the listeners where they can find you. So if they want to go buy that CD right now, they know where they can go, or they can come to you and get it. Okay,
most definitely. For the memoir, they could go to fatherhoodat19.com, and that's fatherhoodat19.com, and they could get a signed copy. For the music, whatever outlet you listening to, whether it's YouTube, Pandora, Spotify, Tidal, type in the artist name Villa Dom, Villa, and not Dom like a gangster, but Dom as in dominance, DOM. And I'm sure my music catalog could speak to young brothers still doing intelligent hip hop music. Again, on Twitter, Facebook, I'm Dom Elevate. Anywhere else, you could just type in Lil Villa Publishing or Villa Dom, and you'll see some social networks where you could build with me and not only share my power, but let me share y'all power.
That's right. Well, you know what? My brother, Villa Dom, you know what I'm saying, multimedia man, you know what I'm saying, man of many, many hats. Yeah. You know, I thank you for dropping by Inspirational Talks just to share your power, to share, your love, and so that the listeners can know who you are and everything that you are about, so that they can follow you. Mm-hmm. I'm so grateful that you had a chance to share, everything that you're doing. And I'm excited about this, this whole interview podcast, everything that you're doing. Continue to keep up the good work. And, it's been an honor to have you on Inspirational Talks.
It's been an honor and a pleasure. And I would just leave everybody like this. My family is so important and beautiful to me, and LaDonna has been a part of that as well. And I just want everybody to extend that love and watch the blessings that the Lord give to you. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So thank you everyone for listening. Be sure to join us every Monday at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern on all of your major listening platforms. Peace and blessings, everyone, and have a great night. This has been another purpose-packed episode of Inspirational Talks with LaDonna Marie, a Planting Positive Seeds podcast. Please remember to like, share, and tell your friends about the podcast. Stay tuned for many more Inspirational Talks with LaDonna Marie.